Meteorologist Monica Cryan for our weather forecast.
Yeah, we're in the 50s this morning, if you can believe that. So not without any problems, though. Whole lot of rain passing through our area. So let's give you a look right now at Doppler 17 radar as it is just covered in green. So this system, of course, is moving through, bringing us some heavy rain for the morning commute. Also some winds with this. So expecting it to be pretty busy as we head out onto the roadways early this Friday morning. Let's give you a look at our current temperatures because, again, at 5:01 on December 19th, this is very impressive. 57 degrees right now in Philadelphia, in the upper 50s, Mount Holly, Millville. If you're in Allentown, 54 degrees. So yes, it is feeling very mild as you head out the door, but with some of these wind gusts, this is going to change the temperature from this morning as we head into the afternoon. Right now in Philadelphia, winds gusting up to 28 miles an hour, 32 miles an hour in Doylestown. So expecting this breeze to stick around throughout the entire day. And we actually have a wind advisory in place, gusts between 40 to 50 miles an hour later this afternoon. So you want to make sure all those Christmas decorations are secured. If you got any blow-ups heading outside, they could be blowing around a lot this afternoon. So for that morning commute, rainy and mild with the temperatures in the mid 50s. Let's check with Lindsay now. Lindsay, we were talking a bit before the show started about how busy it's going to be, and you're already seeing that.
Yes, Jenna, it is a wet and rainy start.
Radar, as you can see, some of the heavier bands of showers that are now moving through our area. So if you are heading out for the Friday morning commute, please be careful. We've got sort of an interesting checklist today because yes, it is mild right now, but the winds are going to kick up as we head into the afternoon. We actually have a wind advisory for all of our Friday, with gusts potentially up to 45 miles an hour. And that is going to make it feel actually colder this afternoon than it does this morning. Typically, we've got the colder mornings and then we warm up slightly in the afternoon. Totally opposite for your Friday. So yes, even though we're in the mid 50s, you still want the hats and gloves. You still want to bring your winter coat because as you're heading home from work or the kids are heading home from school, they're going to need some of that heavier winter gear. You definitely need that umbrella this morning and a warm drink. Sunglasses not needed today, and you don't need those snow boots. If it was colder, this would all be snow. So actually, I'm grateful that it's a little warmer this morning and we're just dealing with some of that rain. Right now in Philadelphia, it is almost 60 degrees. So yeah, that could fool you as you're heading out the door. But as these winds are gusting throughout the day, you'll see later this afternoon up into the 40s and the upper 30s. That's going to make our temperatures feel like we're in the 30s as they continue to drop as we head towards Friday evening. Here's a look at Futurecast. Right now it is very, very messy outside, and this pretty much continues through the morning commute. 8 a.m. we might see a little bit of a break, a little bit of relief, but you can still see some of this heavy rain that's behind that break right around lunchtime. If we're heading out by 10:30, 11 o'clock, you'll see in Philadelphia another round of heavy rains going to be with us, and this is pretty much on and off through the afternoon. Here we are at 2 o'clock, not seeing as much green on Futurecast, but still in the Philadelphia area down into Dover, expecting to see some heavier showers. So pretty much on and off throughout our Friday. You want to make sure you've got that rain gear. All of this clearing out by Saturday, but that is setting us up for a colder Saturday. So let's take a look here out the door. It's a great morning to be off because if you don't have to head out onto the roadways, that is certainly preferred. Let's take a look at Doppler 17 radar. It really tells the story here as all of this rain, heavy at times, is now moving through our area. So for the morning commute, definitely want to plan to give yourself lots of extra time. I know for a lot of kids, maybe it's the last day before you go on that holiday break. There's some holiday shows that are happening, the music shows, so it could be tough as you're trying to get to those. But temperatures, this is what's not tough. It's very mild heading out the door. Right now in Philadelphia, it is 57 degrees and we're in the mid to upper 50s pretty much across the board here, but it's the wind gusts that are also coming into play here. Right now in Philadelphia, gusting up to 25 miles an hour, 36 miles an hour in Millville, and that is why we have a wind advisory in place throughout the entire day today. gusts potentially between 40 to 50 miles an hour. So that will definitely be impacting our weather and making it feel a lot colder as you're heading home. So let's take a look at our commutes. Morning commute is going to be rainy and mild with those temperatures expected in the mid 50s. But as you're heading home, wow, we drop all the way to the upper 30s with breezy conditions. So let's check in on that morning commute right now with Lindsay. Just a messy Friday morning heading out onto the roadways. Please be extra careful. Doppler 17 radar showing all of this rain that is heavy at times, indicated by the yellow and the orange color there, that is now moving through our area. So heading out this morning, interesting checklist because temperatures are very mild right now. We're in the upper 50s, but it's later this afternoon as the winds really pick up, gusts potentially between 40 to 50 miles an hour with a wind advisory in place for the entirety of our Friday. That is going to make it feel a lot colder as you're heading home. So this morning, umbrella, I would make sure you definitely have that. Maybe the heavier rain jacket that can double as your winter coat as you're heading home, because again, it's not going to feel this mild later this afternoon. Hats and gloves, sweatshirts, pretty much the only stuff you don't need is the snow boots. If it was colder outside this morning, all of this precipitation, it might have been snow. So I'm actually thankful that it's a little bit warmer out there, and you definitely don't need those sunglasses. It's one of those Fridays where you sort of look out the window and you think, okay, maybe I'm going to take advantage of the working from home aspect of my job. Philadelphia right now, 57 degrees. As I mentioned, it is very mild, winds gusting up to about 24 miles an hour for the morning. But as that continues here into the early afternoon, you can see just how high we'll see some of these wind gusts. So let's make sure all of our holiday decorations, whatever you have outside, is secured, because it's definitely going to be blowing around later this afternoon, especially with those gusts around 2 o'clock near 43 miles an hour. You can see the upper 30s here for 4 or 6 o'clock. So if you're heading out for Friday night activities, if you've got any holiday plans, maybe you're going to see some Christmas lights or you're going to dinner with some friends, know that it's going to be pretty windy out there. Let's take a look at Futurecast, because right now we are seeing some of the heaviest bands of rain move through our area. Right in Philadelphia, you'll notice that yellow color here indicating that we get a little bit of a break as we head through 8 to 8:30, but not much of a break. Still in Allentown, it's going to be raining very hard around 8:30 this morning. But as this continues around lunchtime, we get another round of heavier rain and pretty much on and off all throughout the day. 2 o'clock, here we are still seeing some of that rain in Philadelphia. All of this clearing out by your Saturday, and then Saturday
this morning. Jenna, it's warming up out there.
Actually melted over the last several days, so really only those kind of larger snowbanks that they plowed into, that's what's still out there. But off on the grassy surfaces, your lawn, most of that has washed away and definitely will wash away this Friday morning. Take a look at Doppler 17 radar as we've got rain throughout the region, heavy at times moving through for your morning commute. Definitely going to impact the morning commute, and this pretty much continues on and off well into our afternoon. So just a messy Friday. Right now, temperatures are feeling very nice, though. Remember, it's December 19th. It's 57 degrees in Philly right now across the board, looking at temperatures in the mid to upper 50s. So that rain jacket, if you've got a lighter one, that'll work this morning. But if you're going to be out this afternoon, you need the heavier winter coat, because our temperatures are dropping significantly throughout the day. Wind gusts right now in the area between 20 and 35 miles an hour. So with these wind gusts, it's actually going to feel a lot colder later this afternoon. We've got a wind advisory in place with the potential to see gusts between 40 to 50 miles an hour. So let's focus on the morning commute, because I knew it was going to be a tough one. Lindsay's been watching it, and you've got a lot of problems out there, Lindsay.
Yes, Jenna, a lot of problems, very heavy.
And easily. So Doppler 17 radar showing all of this rain right now that is moving through our region. It will be heavy at times, But it's interesting because it's so mild out there this morning that you might think, okay, maybe just my rain jacket and umbrella will do. But if we take a look at the checklist, hats and gloves and winter coat, you need that as well, because winds are going to be gusting maybe up to 50 miles an hour later this afternoon, which is going to significantly drop our temperatures into the upper 30s. So normally the setup would be a colder morning, a slight warm up as we head into the afternoon, but it's completely opposite as you're heading out the door for your Friday. An umbrella, yeah, that will be useful in the rain, but with some of the winds, maybe not too useful. You don't want to find your umbrella sort of flipping inside out. Right now in Philadelphia, 57 degrees. So with all of this rain and the ground's really saturated and then the high winds kicking into gear later this afternoon, power outages are possible. I wanted to take a look at some of the wind gusts throughout our day. You'll see right around 2 o'clock up to about 43 miles an hour. So if you have any holiday decorations that are outside, maybe don't inflate the blow-ups this afternoon or even tonight, really, because they will really be whipping around. And those winds continue throughout the entire day on Friday. And that is why we've got this wind advisory in place. So let's take a look at Futurecast right now. 6 o'clock this morning, you'll see some of that heavier rain moving through the area, indicated by, of course, the colors of yellow. We've got a little bit of red here just off the coast closer to the shore points. But if we put this into motion, 8:30, it breaks up a little bit. We get a little bit of a break, but then we're right back into it by lunchtime. 11:30 in Philadelphia, showing some of that heavier rain. Even 2 o'clock, on and off rain continues. So not the best Friday forecast. All of this clearing out by tonight as we head into Saturday. And then Saturday,